Welcome. In this video, we're going to go over how to play a basic solo game of Strat-O-MATIC Baseball. So down at the table, I've got everything set up that we're going to need for a basic game. I do have our rules off to the side. So for basic game, all you need to know is what's on these two pages right here. So it's just going to get you used to the process, rolling dice, what charts are going to refer you to, and how that works on the field. You can definitely make the game as advanced as you want it to be. We're also going to need our basic fielding chart. And we've got another chart to deal with ground balls, fly balls, and then sacrifices and squeeze plays. I'm just going to play very basic since I'm not an expert at baseball at all. Basically, this is more nostalgia of me remembering going to baseball games with my father for the local teams. But I saw some other people on YouTube, ID Jester and Rob's Tabletop World playing it, and figured I'd pick this up and give it a shot myself. So the chart goes over stealing, hit and runs, injuries. Hopefully that won't happen. And then advanced strategy guide on the back. As always, I've got my Marvel Champions things to help keep score. Nice dice tray. I did go out and purchase an official scoreboard to help keep track of everything going on. So we have our LA starting line up here. Of course, over here, it's letting us know what numbers go to which position. So we've got Brian Dozier as our second baseman. Justin Turner is our third baseman. David Freese is our first baseman. Manny Machado, shortstop. Chris Taylor, left field. Our designated hitter is Matt Kemp. Got Enrique Hernandez, center field. Yasiel Puig as right field. And Alston Barnes as our catcher, and starting with Clayton Kershaw as our pitcher. Then for Boston, we've got Chris Sale pitching, Mookie Betts, right field, Andrew Benintendi, left field, Steve Pearce is our first baseman, designated hitter, JD Martinez, then Xander Bogaerts, shortstop, Rafael Devers, third baseman, Ian Kinsler is our second baseman, Sandy Leon is our catcher, and then we have Jackie Bradley Jr. as our center fielder. So this is basically going to tell us everything we need to know what's going on in the game. We'll try to remember to update these outs and people on the field. So just to go over the basics of what is going on here, we'll just practice here with Clayton Kershaw doing a warm-up pitch to Brian Dozier. So as we're looking at these cards, you can see it lets us know what rating they are, what position they play. If they've got a stealing rating, which will help on this chart. So if he's trying to steal second base, he is a rated B stealer. So 1 to 13, he would be safe to second base. 14 to 20, he would be out on a roll of a 20-sided die. So with a 16 there, he just got thrown out trying to steal. Assuming he made it on base. They have a run rating in case we're trying to get extra bases on a hit. Then we have our columns and what's going to happen in each of those columns where we'll spend most of the game. So every pitch, we're going to roll the white die. It's going to reference these columns. So 1, 2, and 3 is going to be on the hitter's card, 4, 5, 6 on the pitcher's card. So in this instance, Kershaw is pitching. We rolled a 5, so we're going to look on his chart here. Then we're going to roll 2d6 to see what number we roll on that. We add those numbers together. So we've got a fly ball to the center field, and that's letting us know fly ball B if there were other people in the field. The batter is out on the fly out. Runner on third scores. All other runners will hold. There are some that are split. So like if we would have rolled an 8, it would have been a double. If we roll a D20 and it's 1 through 16, a single on 17 through 20. So with a 20, that would have been a single. So just to help speed the game up, I'll probably be rolling these all at once. So looking at that, we're looking at column 1 on the batter's card. Got a 3, which is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. Looking on the ground ball chart, batter's out at first. If no runners are forced, runners hold. If one or more runners are forced, the runner on first is out. Batter is safe. disregard previous result over here, and other runners advance one base. So it kind of goes through the process of that. And I think that is pretty much the basics of this game. Fairly simple. So we will go ahead and get started here. Inning 1. LA is up to bat. We've got Brian with Chris Sale pitching. 0 outs, just starting. We have our batter here at home plate. So go ahead and roll. Looking on the batter's chart, column 2, looking at number 8, which is a walk. So down on the chart here, we can just mark that line there, and this is base on balls. We got walked on. Move him along, and we'll just rotate down. So now we've got Justin Turner at bat. Don't know why they would walk the first runner, but he did. Now I've got a column 1 and a 3. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Looking at the A and the plus. Looking rule book on for that. That's more if we had set our outfielders or defense infield, then other runners would have went extra bases, but I did not do that. So we had a ground ball to our shortstop, so the batter is out. If no runners are forced, runners hold. We do have a forced runner. Runner on first is out, completion of a double play. So we just had a ground ball to the shortstop, who was able to tag him out and throw it. So 2 outs, just like that. So we'll say it was a 6-4-3. He tried running and went out. So put a little 1 with a circle there. First and second outs. And then it's going to bring up David Freese. Pitch comes. Got a 2-7, which is a split. On a 1-3, it's a double. On a 4-20, it's a single. We rolled a 10, so it's a single. So he gets on base. Next batter comes up is Manny. It's a 3-4, which is a ground ball to the pitcher. On chart A, batter's out at first. The other runners, well, it's going to be another double play, but we only needed 1 out to get to 3. So we're going to reset. So 1-3 ground ball. That was our 3rd out. And next inning will be Chris Taylor coming up. But for right now, we're bringing on our pitcher. Flip over for Boston at bat. So Mookie Betts is up to bat. Pitch comes in. Got a 5 and a 7. So that's going to the pitcher's card. Fly ball to center field. So going to the 8 for fly ball. First out. Of course, we'll bring our batter in. Next up is going to be Andrew. Got a 6-8 going to the pitcher's card. That's just a regular single. So getting on to first base. And just for fun, we're going to have him try to steal second base. He's got a stealing rating of A. Just to show you how that works in game, if it's a good idea or not. So from 1 to 15, we're safe. Going to second base. 16 to 20, he's out. And a 12, so we are safe to second base. So adjust that. Just put an SB for a stolen base. Bring up Steve Pierce. And of course, stealing any more bases, definitely our odds go down. Just wanted to show you how that worked. All right, next pitch. It's going to be a 3-9. And on his chart, that is a fly ball to center field and a B. So batter is out on fly out, runner on third scores, other runners hold. So he's staying where he's at. Fly out to center field. Got her second out. Martinez walks up to the plate. Got a 5-3, which is going to be a ground ball to the pitcher. It does go to the X chart. So our pitcher's rating is 2. And we rolled a 10 already. So looking at the pitcher, 2, 10. It's a 1 base error. And we go to 1. So we're getting on base. And the 1 says runners advance 1 base. So he's the third. He goes to first. Right in here, E1, so error to the pitcher, which is what got us on base. And he made it to third. All right. Next, we have Xander. Got a 5-9, which is a split. So 1 of 13 is a home run. It's a 3. So just like that, home run. 3 scores in then. So mark that in. He's going to end up with 3 RBIs. You can just mark that up there. There's quite a celebration as we bring on the next batter, Raphael. Pitch comes. We've got a 5-7, which is a fly ball to center field. And that's how he's gotten all the outs, is fly balls to center field. So that's going to be 3 outs. Ian Kinsler is going to be next coming up. We ended up with 3 in that inning. And back to LA. So Chris Taylor's up, keeping Chris Sale out there pitching. Second inning. Got a 3-5, which is a single. We got a man on first. It's going to bring up our designated hitter, Matt Kemp. Pitch comes in. We've got a 4-5. And on his chart, that's a strikeout. Yeah, his 4 column is pretty good there. So a K for a strikeout, and that's our first out. Bring up Hernandez. Goes to a 1-8. So on that chart, we have a ground ball to the third baseman. And we're looking at B. So the batter is out at first. If 1 or more runners are forced, runner is on first is out, batter is safe. So basically it was a fielder's choice. Took that guy out, and he makes it to first base. And I think it's Yasiel Puig, maybe. Comes up to bat. We're looking at a 6-4. So we just walked him. You can only assume we're trying to set up a double play, even though we don't need it. So Alston comes in. Man on first and second. Got a 2-3, which is a ground ball to the shortstop, which will get us our third out. So we'll just go 6-3, third out. Then we'll be top of the round next time, but 0 for the score there. Change our squads. So once you know what you're doing, this is going to go pretty fast. Like I said, there are a lot of other options you can put in here for being the main coach or the manager. Let's see if we can add on to our 3-0 lead. Got a 3-11, which is going to be a walk. Reset the field. All right, Ian's on first. Sandy Leon is up to bat. Got a 6-9, which is going to be a strikeout. So then we're on a Jackie Bradley. That was our first out. All right, we've got a 3-5. Got another walk. That's not good. Another base on balls. So we're back up to Mookie Betts. See what he can do. So a 6-8 is going to be a single. We've got bases loaded. So when you're up 3-0 in the second inning, pretty sure you start talking to your pitcher. But sometimes that's just the way the dice roll. All right. So Mookie went. So Andrew is up. He's got a 3-9. Whoops. And that is a fly ball to right field. And a B for the fly ball. So the batter is out. Runner on third scores. Other runners hold. So sacrifice fly. I went to 9, got a second out. Needed to progress those guys, so he went home. Then Steve Pierce will come in. He's got a 5-7 fly ball to center field, which is definitely out. And that's her third out, so nothing else matters. Center fieldman's doing a great job catching everything that's coming his way. So one more run. Martinez will be up next. So third inning. LA's a little nervous. So we've got Brian coming back up. That's a 5-10, and that's a strikeout. And Justin Turner. Got a 3-4, which is a ground ball to the shortstop. So shortstop threw it to first base for our second out. And David Freese comes up, no pressure. Got a 1-9, and that no pressure gets him a KO or strikeout. 3 up and 3 down. Pretty quick inning there. So JD's up to bat, keeping Kershaw in there. Got a 4-11, which is a ground ball to the first baseman. It's for the X chart. Our first baseman is Freeze. He's got a rating of 4. And we rolled a 5, so 4, 5 is a double. Not good. And the 2 runners advance 2 bases. No runners on base, but he gets a double out of that. Last time we got on with an error. Next up, we've got Xander. All right, we've got a 5-10, which is catcher's card X. Our catcher is Banks. I'm sorry, Barnes, misreading. Let's see, catcher's a rating of 2. We had an 8. So catcher, 2 8s. Safe at first on dropped pop-up. And a 1, advance 1 base. So he goes to third. He's on first. So next up is going to be Raphael. So Boston's doing pretty good. So we've got a 3-8. And there's their first out of the inning. Got struck out. Ian Kinsler comes up. So we got a 6-5, and that's going to be a strikeout. 1 and 2. And Sandy Leon. See if he can get this guy home or not. Got a 6-10. That's a fly ball to left field, and it's definitely caught. So that's going to be the 3 outs. We had 2 people on base. Left field, 7 caught that one. So Bradley Jr. will be up next. No scores in that inning. So top of the 4th, 4-0. With Manny coming up at bat. All right, a 3-4 is a ground ball to the pitcher. So to the pitcher to, pitcher to first base, first out. Chris Taylor is next up to bat. So 1-5, that's a strikeout. Just not LA's day. So now we've got Matt Kemp, our designated hitter, with a 3-7, and that's just a single, not an out. Got someone on base. Hernandez is up. And that's a 5-8, and that's a strikeout. So end of the inning there. Let's see. Yep. Bradley Jr. is up next. Moving right along here. Pitch comes in with a 2-3. Hey, strikeout. Top of the order is going to bring Mookie Betts back out. With a 1-9. Ground ball to the shortstop. So he throws it to the first baseman for our second out. Andrew comes up for 1-8. Ground ball to the shortstop. So 3 up and 3 out. All right. See if LA can mount a comeback here. Top of the 5th. Yasiel is up to bat. Got a 5-10. And Yasiel is done with a strikeout. So Alston Barnes comes up. The 1-9. Another strikeout. A lot of those coming up for this team. All right, Brian. Can he turn him around? 2-9 is strikeout. All right, bottom of the 5th coming up. So Steve Pearce up to bat. They're up 4-0. So we've got a 3-6. Looking on his chart, and that is a walk. So 3-6. Now JT Martinez. He's got a 6-9. That is a strikeout. So Xander comes back up. Man on first with 1 out. Got a 6-8. That's a single. So Raphael will be next up. And on first and second with just 1 out. So he's got a 6-6, which is a pop out to first base. So 3, that brings up our second out. All right, Ian Kinsler. 2 outs, man on first and second. Pitch comes in. It's a 2-11. Ground ball to the shortstop. So that's going to bring us our third out. Flip back over. So Justin Turner is up. Beginning of the 6th inning. It's 4-0. Time to start getting some scores if they want to come back. So a 4-5. It's not the way you start out. Said he is strong on those 4s. Got a strikeout. So next up is David Freese. Got a 2-7. So that's a split. Got a double or a single. We rolled a 13, so that's going to be a single. Those two asterisks, if we had anyone on base, they would be running 2 bases instead of just 1, but just getting him on base. Next up is going to be Manny, who has not been doing the best. All right, a 5-8 is going to be, well, another strikeout. Well, that's his first strikeout, and he has been hitting them, just getting out in the field. So Chris Taylor. Pitch comes in, a 3-2. Fly ball to center field, and that's going to be a third out. Reset. Let's see, Sandy is up. Has not seen first base yet. So 2-11 is a ground ball plus injury. Ground ball hit to second base. We rolled a 17. Batter is injured for 7 games only. All right. 6-3. Put a big injury there. First out. So we're going to replace him with Christian Vasquez. So subbing for our catcher. So that's how injuries work. So we've got Jackie Bradley coming back in. A 5-7 is a fly ball to center field. Here we've got 2 outs. Mookie Betts. A 4-11 ground ball to first base. So at a 16, our first baseman has a rating of 4. It's a 1 base error, and other runners are going to advance if we had any. So he gets on base with an error to the first baseman. So an E3. Oops. Get it in the right column. Moving on to Andrew. Got a 4-9. That's a single and 1-17. We rolled an 8, so he is on base. And Mookie advances to second. Steve Pierce is up. Got a 1-7. He just got walked, so we got bases loaded. With 2 outs. And Martinez is up. That is a 5-2. He just walked someone home. That's never good. Xander comes up. He's already hit 1 home run today. Can he make a grand slam? Let's see, a 6-7 is a fly ball to right field. So that's going to be our 3rd out. Five to 0. Top of the 7th. So you've got Kemp up. Pitch comes in, 2-4. Ground ball to the shortstop for a 1st out. And Hernandez gets a 3-6. He gets walked on base. Yasiel is next. So we've got a 3-9. That's a strikeout. He got on base with his 1st at bat, but not since. So next we have Alston. With a 2-6, and that is a strikeout. So next up will be Brian. All right. Let's see, we've got Raphael up. He has not seen the bases yet. So a 2-9, and he still doesn't see him. Struck out. Ian is up next with a 2-9. That is a ground ball to the shortstop. So 2 up, 2 outs. Christian is up for our injured catcher. Fresh off with a 3-4. And that's a pop out to the shortstop. So 3 up and 3 outs. So top of the 8th. LA is down by 5. Brian is up to bat with a 4-10. That's a strikeout. So Justin Turner up to bat. Gets a 1-9. That's a ground ball. So another one out. David Freeze up. Gets a 1-6. Let's see, with a 3, that's a single. We've got someone on base. See if you go any further. Manny needs to turn the luck around with a 1-8. Home run. That gets some excitement going. They are on the board. Chris Taylor is up 2-5. We're in the beginning of the 8th inning. And a 5-4 is a ground ball to the third baseman. Our third baseman has a rating of 4 on a 9. Out with no runners on base. And the 4, if no runners are forced, runners hold with one or more, batter is safe, but he is out. So that's our third out there. 5-3 for our third out. Matt Kemp will be up next in the 9th inning. All right, we've got Jackie, bottom of the 8th, up 5-2. Pitch comes in, it's a 5-2, and that's a walk. Next up, we've got Mookie Betts. Pitch comes 4-9. Let's see, with a 13, it's going to be a single. So he'll advance to second, go to first. Then we have Andrew coming up at bat with a 4-3. That's a fly ball to left field. Our left fielder has a rating of 2. With a 7, it's an out 5. Runner on third scores, other runners hold. We had a man on first and second. So fly ball, that's going to be our first out. Steve Pierce comes up to bat. We get a 2-9. Roll to 5. 2-9 with a 5 is a home run. We go up to 8. And the faces on LA goes quite a bit downward. Crowd goes wild. Just 1 out still. Martinez comes up. Gets a 4-9. With a 19, that's going to be a line out to first baseman. 18-20. Got our second out. Then Xander. Got a 4-6. That's just a strikeout. So unless something miraculous happens, they won't be getting another at-bat. They are up 8-2. Let's see, Matt Kemp. They're going to get 6 runs to tie it, 7 to win. Got a 1-5, starting out with a strikeout. Not a good way to get going. Then Hernandez. Got a 3-7. He gets on base with a walk. We'll bring up Yasiel. $111 is a pop out to third base. So next up is Alston. Got Man on first, 2 outs. They need 6 runs or more. And a 6 to a 9 is going to end this game. So that's going to be their 3rd out. And no need for bringing the other team on, as Boston is up 8-2. So that's a quick look at the basics of Strat-O-MATIC baseball. Like I said, there's a lot more strategy you can do with sacrifice plays, hit and runs, stealing bases, defensive strategies just in the basic game, and then advanced and super advanced rules. Whole lot more options. Like I said, on that side, does matter if your pitchers are left or right-handed. But that's it for this playthrough. As always, hope you enjoyed this video. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.